So here's something nobody tells you about being broke. The actual problem isn't that you don't make enough money. I know, that sounds ridiculous, but stick with me for the next few minutes because I'm about to show you something that completely changed my relationship with money. A few years ago, I was making barely enough. My monthly expenses were taking almost all my income, and according to every financial expert out there, I should have been drowning. I should have been taking on more debt, moving back with my parents, or getting a second job. But I didn't do any of that. Instead, I figured out a system, and now, even though I'm not yet a billionaire, I'm on track to becoming one. I am not stressed about money anymore. I'm not living paycheck to paycheck. And I actually have money left over at the end of the month, even after investing. And today, I'm going to walk you through the exact system I use step by step, number by number, mistake by mistake, so that you can stop feeling like you are one emergency from financial disaster. Because here is the truth, you don't need to make a lot of money to feel financially secure. You just need a plan that actually works for your income level. So let's get right into it. First, we need to talk about why most budgeting advice is completely useless for people on low incomes. You've probably seen those videos where someone is like, just save 20% of your income and invest it, or cut back on some of your daily expenses and you'll be rich. That advice is designed for people who already have money. When you're on a low income, you're not trying to maximize or optimize your wealth. You're trying to survive without going into debt. You're trying to make sure the lights stay on and there is food on your table. That's a completely different game. So let me be real with you about low income budgeting and how it looks like. For the purposes of this video, I'll be using the dollar currency. Please feel free to adjust according to your local currency. Thank you. First, every single dollar matters. I'm talking about those $1 transactions that people with higher incomes don't even think about. When you're working with limited resources, a $10 impulse purchase can literally mean you don't eat properly at the end of the month. Second, you can't afford to make mistakes. There's no savior. If you mess up your budget, there's no cushion to catch you. That's why having a system is so critical. Third, the traditional budgeting rules don't apply. The 50-30-20 rule, where 50% goes to your needs, 30 to your wants, and 20 to your savings, that's for those earning well. Your needs alone might be over 80% of your income. But here is the thing that nobody wants to admit. Sometimes, even with perfect budgeting, the math doesn't work. Sometimes your income genuinely isn't enough. And if that's your situation, this video will help you see clearly and make a plan, whether that's finding additional income, reducing expenses, or both. For most people watching this, there is a way to make it work. You just need to approach it differently from someone who makes more. So now that we've established that, let me show you exactly how to create a low income budget that actually works. Have you liked this video? Please take a moment and hit that like button. It puts a smile on my face when I see your likes. Thank you. Okay, so step one is something that most people skip and is the reason their budgets fail. Before you create a budget, you need to know your reality. Not what you think you spend, not what you hope you spend, your actual spending. Here is what you're going to do, and I want you to do this for at least 2 weeks. It's better if you go a full month. Track every single expense, and I mean every expense. That bottle of water, that little ATM fee, the small change you lent your friend, everything. Now I know what you're thinking. That sounds exhausting. It is, but here's why it's necessary. When I first tracked my spending, I discovered I was spending so much a month on random stuff. A snack here, a drink here, some cheap jewelry, things that I felt were insignificant, but the total at the end of the month was significant. That was money that I should have used towards my groceries or towards my more important bills. You cannot fix what you cannot see. So here's how you track everything effectively. Number one, use the Simple Notes app on your phone. Every time you spend money, immediately open the app and write it down. The date, amount, and what it was for. Method 2, if you use a debit or credit card for everything, then you can check your bank statement at the end of the week and categorize each transaction. Method 3, use my complete money and budget tracker. This is a one-off purchase that will serve you for life. You use it to track every dollar and cent, and it lets you know when you are overshooting. This is a perfect tool that you need for tracking your expenses and also planning your budget. It's very easy to use, and you'll receive a detailed video tutorial immediately after your purchase to help you get started. For less than $13, you can finally stop wondering where your money goes to. Grab yours now using the link in the description below. The goal here isn't for you to judge yourself. It is simply for you to see the truth. Once you have this information, you're going to categorize your expenses. I use these categories: fixed essentials, your rent, your utilities, insurance, minimum debt payments; your variable essentials, this is your groceries, your gas, medications; your subscriptions, streaming services, gym memberships, apps; your discretionary expenses, eating out, entertainment, shopping; waste, this is the painful category, money spent on things that provided zero value. Now, calculate how much you spent in each category. Write it down. Look at it. This is your baseline. This is where you are right now. And here is the critical question you need to ask yourself. Is this sustainable? If you spent more than what you made this month, the answer is no. If you spent exactly what you made, the answer is still no, because life can be unpredictable and you need some kind of buffer when this happens. So now we need to build a budget that is sustainable. I'm going to show you a method I call the zero waste budget. This isn't about cutting out everything fun. It's about making sure that every dollar you spend is intentional and necessary. Here is how it works. Step 1, start with your income. Write down exactly how much comes in every month. If your income varies, use the lowest amount you've made in the last 3 months. It's better to budget conservatively and have extra budget than to budget optimistically and end up short. For this example, let's say you make $2,200 a month after taxes. You go on to subtract your non-negotiables. These are expenses you absolutely cannot avoid. Your rent, let's say $750, utilities $100, phone $40, car insurance $120, health insurance $80, minimum debt payments $100, and we have a total of $1,190. This leaves you with $1,010. Step 3 is to add your survival essentials. These are things you need to function. Groceries $250, gas $80, medications $30, total $360. Now you're down to $650. Step 4, and this is where it gets real. You have $650 left. This is where most budgeting advice tells you to allocate money to your savings or your investments. But we're not doing that yet. First, we are going to create a buffer. Take $200 and designate it to your buffer money. This stays in your checking account or your savings account, and it doesn't get touched unless there is an unexpected essential expense. This is your protection against debt, especially credit card debt. Now you have $450 left. You go on to step 5, which is to examine other expenses ruthlessly. Go back to your spending tracking. Look at everything that doesn't fall into the categories above and ask yourself these questions. For each expense, does this provide genuine value to my life? Is there a cheaper way to get the same value? What will happen if I eliminated this entirely? Some monthly subscriptions can be rotated every other month. So you subscribe this month, you binge watch and enjoy, and then you skip the next month. Step 6, allocate what's left with intention. Now take the remaining $450 or whatever you have left after your honest examination and allocate it. $100 can go to your emergency savings fund. $150 can go for fun. Additional debt payments can also take $100. And then you can add more to your buffer addition. The key thing here is that every single dollar has a job and a purpose. Nothing is just floating around waiting to be randomly spent. And here is the critical part. Your budget needs to be realistic. If you create a budget that says you only spend $10 a month for fun and you know that that is not sustainable, you're setting yourself up to fail. Build in some enjoyment, build in some breathing room, and make it intentional. Okay, so now you have a budget. What we're going to talk about now is how to organize your money so that you actually stick to your budget. This is where a lot of people fail. They create a beautiful budget and then they don't follow it. This is because they don't have a system. Here is the system that I use. The 3 account method. So account 1 is your spending account. So this is your checking. This is where your income lands and this is where you pay bills from. But here is the key. You want to keep this account as low as possible while still covering your expenses. Why? Because when you see a big balance in your checking account, you psychologically feel like you have more money. You start making exceptions. Oh, I have money in my account. I think I can afford those shoes. No, that money isn't your spending money. Some of it is your rent, some of it is your feeding, and some of it should be going towards your savings. Account 2 is your emergency account. So this is your savings. This is where you have your backup money. So in case if your car breaks down, unexpected medical bill, you get sick and you can't walk. Your goal is to build this up to cover at least 3 months of your monthly expenses. This is your first milestone. But here is what's important. You need to be realistic about what constitutes an emergency. A sale at your favorite store is not an emergency. Tickets to a concert are not an emergency. An emergency is if I don't spend this money, something breaks, someone gets hurt, or I lose something essential. Account 3 is your future account, your investment account. So this account is for money that you're setting aside for long-term goals. Maybe it's for a down payment on a car or a house, maybe it's for a career training program, or maybe it is just for building wealth for your future. Here is the truth. When you're on low income, you might not be able to contribute to this account every month, and that's completely okay. The priority is getting your spending stable and your emergency fund built. This account comes after that. So the critical rule is that money flows in one direction, from your checking to your emergency and then your long-term savings or investments. You can take money out of your long-term savings to add to your emergency savings if needed. You can take money out of your emergency savings to cover some actual emergencies. But you should never be pulling money from your savings to subsidize your regular spending. If you find yourself constantly dipping into your savings for your regular expenses, your budget isn't sustainable and you need to either reduce your expenses or increase your income. Now, credit cards. This is where people get religious with their opinions. Here is my take. If you can pay the balance in full every single month, a credit card can be useful. You build credit, you get cash back, and you can see all your spending in one place. But, and this is critical, if you cannot pay it in full every month, do not use a credit card. It will always make you to overspend and the interest will cripple your finances. Just use cash or a debit card. Before we wrap up, I want to address some common situations and problems. My budget says I need 2,000 a month to survive, but I only make 1,800. What do I do? You have 3 options and you need to pursue all of them simultaneously. Cut expenses more aggressively. Can you get a roommate? Can you move somewhere cheaper? Can you reduce your food spending? I know you have probably cut a lot, but look again. Increase your income. That means asking for a raise, looking into a side hustle, selling things that you are no longer using, or looking for a higher paying job. I have videos on this channel where I show you different options on what you can do to increase your income, including the very ones I used to increase mine. Get assistance. See, there are programs designed to help people in exactly your situation. So there's food assistance, community assistance, healthcare subsidies. Use them. That's what they're there for. Another person can say, I keep breaking my budget. What am I doing wrong? Now, there are 2 possibilities. Either your budget is too restrictive and you need to be more realistic, or you need to work on your impulse control. Try this. Implement a 24-hour rule. So if you want to buy something that is not in your budget, wait 24 hours. If you still want to buy it after 24 hours, then consider it. But most of the time, the urge will pass. Another person can say, I don't see the point of saving $50 a month. That's nothing. $50 a month is $600 a year. That's a car repair. That's a medical bill. That's the difference between handling a crisis or going into debt. Small amounts compound. Start where you can. Managing money on a low income is hard. I'm not going to pretend it's easy or that a budget is going to magically solve all your problems. But here is what I know for sure. Having a plan is better than not having a plan. Knowing where your money goes is better than not knowing. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be consistent. So here is your action step for today. Track your spending for the next 7 days. Every single expense. That's it. Don't try to change anything. Just track it. See what you find. Remember to get your copy of the complete money and budget tracker that I have designed for this purpose. Track for a week and then come back and rewatch this video and start building your budgets. You can do this. It's not easy, but it is possible. And if this video has helped you, let me know in the comments what your biggest money challenge is right now. I read every comment and I make sure, and sometimes I make a follow-up video addressing the most common issues. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already done so that you don't miss any video that can help you on your financial journey. Until I see you in my next video, keep dreaming big and keep working hard towards your dreams. I'm rooting for you. Bye for now.